Hello. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with YSL Stockport County. This is the start of Season 4. We didn't do one at the start of Season 3. So we've got to just collect everything together. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. We've done all the fixes for Stockport. One significant problem that I have faced and what has delayed everything is that I've been a numpty and accidentally updated the game. So it is now running on one of the more recent patches to FIFA. I had a little play around with the gameplay. It doesn't seem that much different, which is good, but it might be slightly easier. That can be sorted out. We can definitely make the game harder on ourselves to balance it a little bit. But I don't want it to be too easy. Obviously, it was an accident. I would have loved to stay on that other patch. But the good news is that up to this point, the patches don't seem to have significantly changed the gameplay with my sliders on. I feel the difference when the sliders are off. But when the sliders are on, it feels very similar. Very similar. Okay, I'm just going to pick up my Twitter because I tweeted out a couple of days ago the potential changes. Big thanks to everybody who voted on the potential changes for this year. We couldn't get through the entire list. Time constraints again. I realised that I was trying to do a little bit too much in a short amount of time because it was 2 days to get everything done. And I wanted to wind down a little bit as well because it's Christmas. Yeah, I was fitting a little bit too much into the basket and it was overflowing terribly. So let's do the potential changes first because I have it on my phone right now and Squad Hub's right there. So yeah, loads of fixes, loads of additions. We had I don't know. There was plenty of millions to play with at the end of last season. So the vitamin hype growth thing that we were talking about in a previous episode, that's really been implemented quite heavily during this summer. So a lot of your players that have come through our youth academy have actually grown quite a bit, but we'll touch more upon that in the new episode, in the next episode, next proper episode. The lad, Slovenian Slovakian lad in our academy, is now 6'6". He's a 6'6" striker, so he has potential to be an absolute monster. But if you remember, there was a maximum growth of plus 10 centimeters, so no more than that. So he will stay 6'6". Okay, Season 3 potential changes in full. It looks like these players have been mixed around a little bit, but I will do my best. So Lopez is a plus 5. He's gone up to 80 potential. I don't know if I've implemented that in the save just yet. That might be something that I still need to do. It will be double checked. Thankfully, that only takes about 10 minutes, just going down the list and changing the potentials of these guys. Cummings is a minus 3. He goes down to 71 potential. Kind of, you knew that anyway. He didn't really play that many games. Woodbine should be the next one. And he has not changed his potential. He's still 84. Kramer, not changed because he was out on loan to Drogheda. I can't remember. Someone said that it was a different name. It's not Drogheda. Drogheda? Whatever. 73 potential. 73 potential on that. So Kramer's struggling a little bit. Let's go down. Kowalczyk, not changed. 84 potential. Bustamante, he was waiting patiently for a big season, and he had a fabulous season. People actually voted to going up by plus 7, but I've kind of reined it back a little bit. He's done a plus 6 from last season's antics, and now he is 80 potential, so he's definitely got room to grow where he didn't have room to grow beforehand. Duda had a high potential to begin with. Like I said, we're just blessed to have some amazing centre-backs. He's gone up plus 2 to 88. Van der Hoek went minus 3 because of the lack of game time. He's still a very good centre-back. It just really can't fit him into the system. And that's 82 potential there. We really need to get him out on loan this year. Soto is next with a +3 to 84 potential. Very, very solid again by Alberto Soto last season. Farrell was on loan to Fleetwood, I believe. So his potential has stayed at 85. Okay, next tweet. Spork Slater hasn't changed. I think he was a recent signing from the Youth Academy. 83 potential. Jimmy Gallagher went up +5 after another solid season by the Northern Irish central midfielder. I think if we go into development, he's ready to go back to attacking midfield. I'm just keeping on swapping him so he can become a very, very well-rounded midfielder. Let's go back to status. Or I might try and put him back to central mid. Excuse me. I might put him back to central midfield, and I might put him on balance for a little bit so he can grow in all his stats. Because I know specific positional changes really target specific attributes, you know what I mean? Anyway, he's +5 up to 78 potential. That was a cutscene modified pull, so presumably some pollsters had it at +6. Most of these, when it's cutscene modified, it's me reining the poll in. A lot of pollsters are very, very generous, I tell you that. Kite Cook should be next, and he is. We need to change him to a left winger. That's something that we need to do in the next episode. He's +4, gone up +4 to 75 potential. Very nice. Would have been a lot more if he'd spent the entire year with us. +4 for half a year's work is absolutely outrageous, to be fair. Nicholson, and that was modified. People were trying to put him up +5, but there you go. That's what happens, especially with memes of the series. People try and, bump them up a little bit more to try, because obviously, like, Reina hasn't done much wrong in this series. I think we're gonna have a board objective or a kind of board reward of getting promoted into the championship, of doing specialized training, try and make it seem a little bit more interesting than specialized training all the time, because that will get a little bit boring and repetitive. But I really want to boost Rayner up just to give him a shot, because he hasn't done anything wrong, and because of our want for the strikers, he's kind of been left in the dust, and that's just not fair on him, really. So we'll think about a way to do that. We spent 10 million of this season's budget. So season 4, we spent 10 million on a new stadium already. So I don't know where the money's going to come from, but if we are to boost Rayner, it's going to have to cost a lot of money to try and kind of push back from trying to apply it to every person, because we don't want to do that. We want to keep it as natural as possible. Nicholson, he has not moved. He was a new signing from the Youth Academy, 78 potential. Little, it should have been the next one, but he is not. Jang Sung Chan's gone up by 4 to 85 potential. Yoof. Nicely done. Now, Little comes in. Hasn't changed, 82 potential. Let's just crack on with these. Sanders is here. Someone was getting really confused why Sanders wasn't in the defenders list. It's because he was moved to central midfield, if you remember, just trying to up his ball playing stats. And there was an idea of maybe him transferring into a central midfield, but with Jang Sung Chan emerging as he has, there was no real point for it. Anyway, he's gone up by +1, which you might think is a little bit harsh, until you realise that he had 90 potential beforehand, and now he's got 91. So, yeah. When it gets up to them kind of numbers, we are kind of just slowing them down a little bit, because we don't want crazy stuff. Best players should be around a 96 potential. A lot of players, and we'll get to them in a second, a lot of players outside the clubs that have got super potentials on them, all at 96. Right, anyway, where are we? Noah Anderson. He's gone down -3 because of the bad injury, but he's still an 83 potential. Desperately needs a loan now, sadly. I would have loved to carry him all the way through the series. I think it probably would have happened, maybe. He was kind of fringe player, but I was giving him enough game time for his overall to steadily increase. But now is at 54. I think he dropped 1 overall because of the injury. Now he dropped 3 potential. I just need to get him into a club out on loan. Bearing in mind, this tweet was posted before I had players come back from loan. So some of the players coming back from loan, their potentials might have changed from this. I've got a book somewhere on the potential changes, but I seem to have misplaced it. But Christmas Day was a bit messy. What can I say? Creato is a +3 going up to 84 potential. Valadez next. That is no change, 80 potential. Pineda, no change, 85 potential. Seems strange because he didn't really do much. I think it was the amount of appearances. I'm pretty sure I noted the amount of appearances on the poll. And a low overall doing that in League One. Not really. Not pulling up trees, but not doing a foot wrong. I see why that's a 0, actually. Red Zepi, no change, 91 potential. It's saying showing great potential here, so obviously I've not applied any of the new potentials onto this game. Something that I'll need to do. Novak +2, 77 potential. Tolan next, no change, 93 potential. Look at that, showing great potential. They are eating away at my players. Dynamic potential is it's still broken. I don't know what they're talking about with this whole, it fixed dynamic potential. It is still broken, guys. Poli, no change, 85 potential. Mason Wheeler, no change, 80 potential. John +2 to 84. And then we have Johnson +5 to 70. Eddie Johnson has such a low potential, but I think he might make it because he's doing better than any of the other right wingers that we got. Red Zeppi's got the speed. He'll be around for a bit. Obviously, a +10 overall difference between them. But Johnson just seems to, work alongside his Ghanaian partner in crime. I don't know, man. Going into the strikers. That'll be interesting. See if Johnson actually can get to a significant overall without the need to loan him out. Gurung, no change. Recent signing from the Youth Academy, 84 potential. Bonu, 80. No, it's not Bonu. We'll go to Bonu anyway because we have to have a talk on Neitfeld. Bonu, no change, 80 potential. And Neitfeld was an absolute disaster, wasn't he? He went down by probably the biggest margin, -4 to 68 potential. If you remember, he was only signed up for a board objective of trying to score long shots. He did not score any long shots. He didn't even get close to any long shots. Maybe you can come back to this behind the scenes episode, looking back at the season. Maybe the worst signing ever on Youth Squad Legends? ? Definitely of this series. There's no doubt about that. But it was a risk. We already said it was going to be a risk. And it just didn't pay off. That's fine. Azuna next. It sounds like there's a bit of an echo on the TV. So if you can hear the clicks of FIFA twice over, then I do apologise. I don't know why it would be, but it is putting me off a little bit. Azuna, no change, 86 potential. Next, Guerra, down by 1 to 86. He was doing okay-ish. He had the loan, I believe, at the start of the season, came back, did okay when he came back, and then fell off at the end as Redenstrand picked up. So he in total was a -1. But he's got like we're talking a serious potential here at 86. So he should be fine. Redenstrand next, +1. Quite the opposite. He comes back. He's okay-ish. He's not really finding the back of the net, but at the end of the season, he does pick up pace. And he's the reason why we finished second, let's be honest here. It's not beat around the bush. He's now an 80 potential player. Caballero, no change, 80 potential. Reina, no change, only 60 potential. It's just a shame, isn't it? So we might find a way. But also, I don't want to upset people. You know what I mean? I don't want to upset people in saying, Soju, I can do what I want. I want the game to be as balanced as possible, but give opportunities to players that haven't really done much wrong in the series, that have impressed, to be honest, with the low overalls. Reina at 52 overall. Plenty still left in the tank, I think. We'll need to get him out on loan again. Maybe that's it. Maybe the focus on the next episode is loan glitching Reina. That'd be hilarious. Just trying to loan glitch him so his potential goes up. Pegoraro, +2 to 82. Joint top scorer alongside Juicy John. But not as prolific, as excellent as what he was the season prior. And then Vianney Bisafi, who's gone down by 1 for some reason. Maybe because of the lack of game time before the Porto loan. That makes total sense, actually, because the Porto loan was in January. Yeah. Oh, and as I was saying, RTB, the only person to reply to that thread, Reina's potentially 60, and he's got a gif of it's a disgrace, Didier Drogba. If you can see that down at the bottom. Yeah, no, it is a bit of a disgrace. Look, I do not do these potentials, obviously. FIFA has done these potentials, and I would like to at least see him have a chance, have a shot. And I think everybody would like to see him have a chance, have a shot. Now, the people that put the series before the coding of FIFA, because there are a few people that are like, why can't you just do a series as FIFA intended? Well, if we did a series as FIFA intended, it wouldn't be that interesting. That's why we do the board objectives and all that. Anyway, whatever. That's that done. Changes to the heights, I think they'll be all applied, so you just run through them. You can see Jang Sung Chen is now 6'6". That's pretty cool, isn't it? It definitely sounds like there's an echo on the old screen here. Youth Academy, we changed the name, so we're talking about Jan Regina earlier. There he is, 6'6" with 70 pace at the moment. He could be just absolute filth. And we've got Amir Ahmadi, Reza Kanzadeh, Ryuta Sumi, and then Kenny Murray, Agus Mulyo, you've already heard of. Sumi needs to have his position change, but we won't do that until the main episode. We haven't sent the scouts on missions just yet. The current budget needs to go down. It was 11 million at the start. 10 million gets thrown out because we have upgraded that stadium. And I think 19 minutes into this recording, we can now minimize that. Can we minimize that? Do we have to close it down completely? Seems like a bit of a waste. I'll close it down completely. It's all right. My origin might pop up. No, it's not popped up. Okay, all right, wicked. So I loaded the save into FIFA Tracker now that I can show you the best players of the save. And, well, it's Kylian Mbappe at the top. What a surprise. We've had dynamic potential, a global dynamic potential on all of these players. And Kylian Mbappe is the best around at the moment, which, to be honest, it probably should be. Haaland just behind him. And then Trent is your third place player. You got some of the older goalkeepers hanging on to their overall. But you can see that the potential's differing a little bit from their current overall, which shows me that the global dynamics are working. Let's try and find some younger players. You can see some of the top players here, but I want to see like the 21 to 25 range. See how high the potential can go, or sort out by potential. That might be a thing, because there's a whole ton of 96s, as you can see here. So Neuer's a 96, Griezmann's a 96, but it's all about these younger players. Moise Kean is a 96. Interesting. Calvin Bassey at 25 might be a bit too late for him. Gianluca Busio, interesting second name, very very close to Busio. 23 years old. Badiashile. Oh, I think I nailed that, to be honest. Benoit Badiashile. Oh, that's a good name. It rolls off the tongue very very well. He's 24, 81 overall. I'm just picking out younger players like Jared Branthwaite. He's now at Real Madrid. Probably picked him up because of that excessive potential right there. 23, he might make it. Vlahovic, only 25, is already 91. So he's going to be smashing it. Let's have a look. Pedri is 91, 96. He'll probably make the 96 if the dynamic potential is kind to him. Velasco, Everton is an interesting one. A 22-year-old, 82 overall, 96 potential. There's our first regen, the highest regen of the save. We'll go into the regens very shortly. Oh, Ori Oskarsson, a 20-year-old. 68 at the moment, but 96 potential. Dear me. Let's try and add to these visible columns, because I'd like to see height. Okay, finally it ticks. Right, height. Weak foot, skill moves. And I think overall modifier. Huh. There must be something in FIFA that modifies overalls. Presumably form. Right. Now with them pieces of information in. Oskarsson is 188, 6 foot. Oh, a bit of conversion here. 6'2". Thank you very much. I guess I'm going to have to accept the cookies. Yeah, could be a monster. Could be an absolute beast, that guy. Suarez, Banega, Hazard, Kane. What we're seeing here is a lot of older players which could make for a decent regen pool at some point. I say a decent regen pool at some point. The regens that we've got at the moment, disgusting. Barella, oi, calm down. Right, generator players. This is what you want to see. Now I've showed you the top players overall. Generator players. We changed the names of 250-ish players the season before this one. Now it's getting a little bit easier because we're getting further up the divisions. We don't need to do as much work. But we still updated the names of about 150. So most of these are like inserts from Football Manager's name pool instead of FIFA. So they're a bit more interesting. Carletti is the highest player on this list. The best regen of the lot. So we might as well have a look at him. His acceleration is 99. His sprint speed is 99. Maybe, probably is the regen of Lionel Messi. But he doesn't have secondary positions. So maybe not. Messi should probably have centre forward attached. Unless they don't carry over now for regens, which would be news to me because I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, but his movement is silly. His movement is absolutely Callum O'Flannery-esque. 5'10", height fixes globally, as you know. But I am more excited, interested by this guy. Athierson, a centre-back who's just is filth. He's got a great name. And he is just disgusting. 91 strength. Defending overall is 85. 88 heading accuracy. I'd love to buy him for Stockport, but at my own rulings on trying to sign players overall over our top overall players means that we definitely can't get that chance. Oh, and he's 5'11", which kind of ruins everything. Never mind. It was too good to be true anyway. Back to the generated players. Yeah, I can't go back and forth. I'm gonna have to right click and open up another window, or else that's gonna happen all the time. Marcelinho is the second, but you see all of these guys coming in this year, I believe. Contract, yeah, they're all the same. 2025. So they'll all be picked up, I think, in the first couple of days of this transfer window. So good luck to them. Outside of that, before they jumped in, it was this guy, Daniele Costabile, who was playing for Cincinnati in the MLS at 195 centimeters. He was the best player, best regen in the world. He's very much got knocked off that perch. So, yeah, it was a good regen pull. Really good regen pull. Centre-back. Brilliant. Costa Rican goalkeeper. Probably Navas, isn't it? It's probably a Navas regen. He's a free agent as well. So, a lot of free agents, big free agents flooding the market. Santiago Costoba Alonso playing for Tottenham. So, we'll need to keep an eye on him. Mateo Nonos, who I believe was the best regen from the second season. So the behind the scenes back then, this was the guy. Maybe with a different name. Johan Dazubat, another guy coming in from the free agents. Surely not. 2023. He did come in very, very early. This is the right guy, but he's still on the free agents. How bizarre is that? Nothing wrong with him. 83, 94. And maybe we're gonna have to do some transfers outside, like external transfers, to get these free agents into clubs. Dasabat, there you go. Mario Boroquez, 82 overall, 89 potential, playing for Sociedad. Hasanovic, 82, 85, playing for Sampdoria. Nello Scalmani. He's got cut into with the potential, the dynamic potentials changing, and he's not going to grow really unless he gets some luck in the future. Johan Lebros, centre forward, playing for Freiburg. Very good. Franz Zielinski, Croatian. Playing for Sevilla. Juanma Marin, Spanish central defensive midfielder, playing for Levante. Got a nice little overall potential, 92, 91. 81 for Thiago, centre forward, playing for Nice. Adrian Blanco, central attacking midfielder. Got 95 potential on that. Dortmund have got a bit of a gem. Actually, Dortmund have got two here. Mark Abaya, but he is he's nowhere near that Blanco potential. Goodness me. Abel centre mid. A lot of Spanish players coming through. Then Damian Ellis, I think, is the best English player playing for Bournemouth. So we might see him. Keeping an eye on the players that look like they're going to be staying in the Premier League or could be snapped up in the Premier League. Andrea Noribato. I think we'd probably go through 2 or 3 pages of this just to give you a rundown of the best players. Frederick Schmidt, we're talking 80 overall players now, so yeah. Frederick Schmidt playing for Leicester City as a goalkeeper. Good thing. I mean, like, Leicester City need a goalkeeper. Funnily enough, he is Danish. So there you go. They go from one Danish outgoing goalkeeper to this guy. I think that's just lovely. Tiziano Romeo, good name, goalkeeper, 80, 86. Buffon, maybe. Dejan Mitrovic. There's Buffon. Buffon has already retired, Curtis. Sorry, I'm losing my head. I don't even know if Buffon's retired now. I believe he did at the end of last season. Dejan Mitrovic, centre-back, 80, 89. Duck Obertan, 80, 84. Alfonso Fernandez, 79, 78. Yeah, there is a lad called Max Jackson. How about that? Striker. And he's playing for Bournemouth right now. I don't even think he was playing for Bournemouth at the start. 79. The dynamic potential has ruined his potential, going down to 75. But I just think it's funny that, look, we have this, like, other name pool that isn't attached to FIFA, YSL, and they come up with a name that is very synonymous with YSL. Dupuis, 79.81. Francis Graciano, nice name, 79.83. Just going through them. If you find anyone that you like the look of, with the skill moves, the weak foot, all the like information is here in front of us. Then let me know. Let me know down in the comment section. Go, Curtis, this player might be like decent for you in the future to sign up. I don't know. Honestly, from last year, I don't really know what positions I need to change. Obviously, I think there will be changes. It's just that I don't want to completely overhaul the team. I don't think it's needed. Fabio Borges, 79.79. Galletti, 79.83. Jimmy Lennon, 78.83. Antonio Souza, 78.79. Excuse me. Whoa. Victor Eduardo, 78.73. Miguel, goalkeeper, 78.85. Playing for... That is one that I don't know. Leganes, right. I need to remember that. Eduardo was playing for Flamengo, I believe. We've recently had one at Stuttgart as well. Goalkeeper here playing for Monaco, Polish Sebastian Segalka. No idea. Barry Tumulty. Centre back, Feyenoord. A Brazilian just called Lane is hilarious. Let's just flick through them. Hey, let's just flick through them. Martin, Nemeth, Francisco, Gertz, Gavoci, Gielen, El Yakubi, Rehak, Sukus, Parry, Carles. Second page. Make sure we're at the top of the second page. Got Anderson, Bibi, and Enrique, Cardona, DeAndrea, Ferreira, the obvious Mozambican centre-back that always comes into the saves, Chume, Iori, Baumgarten, Vet, Urban, Dominguez, Pope, Rees, Gerard, Omar, Pavluik, Luke, Large, Ramadan, Steinbach, Louise, Bazzi Gallup, Benkasu, Pavon, Pipitska, Ocampo, Torchio, Ortega, Berdulas, Arthur, Miranda, Pereira, Theo Cunningham, Arboleda, regen that I was actually looking for potentially to move to Stockport, but is slightly high overall. Just has really nice rounded stats. Herrera, Pau, Zaluki, Islami. I think this is how we're going to do it. Just look through, like, in detail, more detail, the top regens, but then afterwards we'll just fly down the list as we are doing, because it's just a little bit easier for me, and I can cover more ground, more players this way, instead of slowly making my way through the first 2 pages. Islami, Samanigo, we got Reina Lorenz, we got Linganzi, who is a striker, French striker, set 92 potential. Wow. Everson Volchak. I think this probably is a Polish name. Good, I don't know. Andy Williamson, and then we got Miloslavich, Bergerson, Cristobal, Albert Amador, what we were looking at a few years back, Kim, June, Sanders, Robles, page 3, Rodriguez, Pizzotti, Casavale, DeMarco. Like, most of these, if not all, that I've changed the names of, so you probably starting to get a picture of the work that's gone in there. Arias, Knazic, probably. Cossar, Benito, Manchia, Uefemio. I mean, most of these we'll never see. Salinas, Ramos, Madoria, Ibuka, Tabia, Zamane. I apologise for some of these pronunciations. I know they're going to be absolutely awful. Cabello is massive. 203 centimetres. Ay, ay, ay. Mendoza, Koshi, Carmona, Cavero, Ojoa. I know that's Ojoa because of the Leicester City forward. Henza, Canas, Alonso, Salvato. The guy that I definitely am going to be signing for Stockport, Finn Fox. Any way to slip in a swear word with me contesting that it's not a swear word. Yes, definitely. Clayton, the right back, playing for Boa Vista. Oh, I'm so good, Boa Vista. Alain Wamba. Hello. Oh, I tell you what, I didn't check that actually. There was notepad. Written down in the notepad. Alain Wamba, check, the skin, because obviously Wamba being a more African surname, we wanted to make sure that was correctly put in. But I haven't done it. And now I'm doing this video and I'm just not going back to it. So whoever Alain Wamba is, congratulations, you've got a fucking fantastic name. Well in. Antonio Landim, Jeffrey Fordin, Michael Ryan, Pegararo's there, so I believe that was the first Stockport player that we've seen. Chavez, Clark, McDonald, Diallo, Valentin Krieger, Kea, Uwe Drago, Enrique, Bahia, Navarro, Crieto is there. Canale, Vinicius, Veloslada, Tutti, the goalkeeper Tutti is there. Wow. Bustamante, Vukovic. So we're looking at 74 overalls, 75 overalls to sign up. Moran, Campana. It is Italian. I thought it was Mexican for a second. Renstrand is there. Tully, Juicy John, Stum, Kovalchik, Titkov, amazing. Yaya Kogbo, amazing. Has awful potential. He's been around the block for a bit now. 24, so he was It was last season that he was added. But because he was a centre back, I didn't really bring any interest to the table. But it's such a great name, isn't it? One that I love from this year, Rudolph Planta, who is a free agent, and maybe because of that name, I might have some interest in. I don't know. Central attacking midfield is just not a position that I'm interested in at all. Like, both of my players in central midfield, let's be honest, are more defensive-minded than forward-minded, but they just like to bomb forward on occasions. His crossing's not bad. He could become a winger. There you go. 73 overall on the wings. So that's that could be a possibility. Scandura, he's Mexican. Mtiri, Priso Njalong, McNeil. This lad's called Socrates. Socrates Alves from Cape Verde. Moreles, Ramos Santos, Kande, Go, Sommer, Bosniak. Someone that I'm very interested in, Barbaros Altiparmac. Very high overall potential. He's probably the best free agent that we can get in terms of our rulings. Huawei, Bianco, Rafael, Enrique, Unduimana, Parra, Carlos, Bartels, Flores, Colbert, Parra, Cirillo, Jones, Gonsalves, Gerber, McConnell, Thomas, Sko, Holmstrom, Pavlovsky, Arias, Brion, Dufour, Arsenio, Schruter, Rodriguez Ferreira, Segura. Nice. Let's get to page 5. How many more pages should we do? Oh, no. Let's go. Maybe go to. No, you know what? I'm not gonna give myself a goal. I'll do as much as I can before I get bored. Zakharov, Meyer, Jablonski, Serra, Barthez, Costa, Guerra's there, Redzepi. Let me see a bunched up Stockport duo. Solar! Hey, Solar playing for Vallecano. Henlong. Oh, I've just seen Solar got trounced by the Dynamics. Henlong. Lawrence Henlong is just a weird name for a Spanish player, but you know what? Immigration exists. Alvaro Garro. Bisaf is there on loan at Porto. Via Fresh. Bajrami Montano. Misio. Whoa, how's that pronounced then? Suich? Cilia, Rennie, Wilson Cummings. That's a different goalkeeper with Cummings as the surname. Danele Ellis, Antonio Valencia, Riquelme Castro, Fancito, Dupont, Schmerge, Pinto, Cooper, Capuano, Adams, Ikanovich, Cross, Ramani, Gustafsson, Michels, Balzar, Guerra, Nightfeld, Chan, Yaboa, Elvish Yaboa, guys. What a name. Diop, Martin, Berger, Luciano Ocampo, Jairo, Jefferson Felipe, Rivero, Landucci, Fetza, Mesic, Sukala, Nalira, Kroll, Deba, Torre, Seco, Ricky, probably like a K sound, is Argentinian after all. Jovanovic, Krupa, Guzman, Libero, just Libero, And playing your striker. Hilarious. Garcia, Quintana, Vidal, Brunelli, Jayam, Olsen, Gomez, Ersden, Gioy, Argiu playing at 75 potential there for Angers. Signs, Franklin, Marcel, Shen. We've got Zivlakov, Ramallo, Julet, Kaiser, Wagner, Zaiklin, Barthélemy, Pascual, Granero, Gai, Cabasal. He might be a signing, I'm not going to lie. Because the feeling I get for one-name Brazilian players is something, it fizzes inside. Giovanni Nani, left winger, playing for Stade Rennes. Frank, Mitelli, Ruiz, Vaughan, Galan, Tedesco, and Diaz. Galan, Halera, Hyde, Gasparetti, Meredith, let's bring that down a bit, Philip, Oliveira, Saavedra, Hajiuda, Berger Real, Ondo, Davis Ondo, incredible. Makengo, and that's Equatorial Guinea? Jesus Christ. Mazanga, Alminas, Hernandez, Bravo, Helder, Fidele, Ribeiro, Pedro, Duda, Rabas, Roldan, Mateo, Abel, Iribaran, McGovern, Rosenda, Chima, Luich, Harima, Sang Hun Sung, Finn Martins, Leonardo Santos, we got Diaz, Brau, Lavendera, Klej, Marek, Koinuchu, Montoya. I'm just trying my best here. Some of these names I have never seen. Becalossi, Alanda, Marangon, Ekwall. We got Durand, Zabelos, Novak, Medina. I think I'm doing all right. I'll probably go down to 10. Montez Noel van der Slot. Winston van der Slot was an earlier. He was early. I believe, anyway. Was it last season? And I was like, I'd love for him to be a striker. No, he turned out to be a goalkeeper. Mvondo, Belair, Ivars, Zulo. He's not bad, eh? You know, that's not bad. 71 overall. 192. There might be an overhaul of strikers. Elio Zulo might be like front of the list. That's quite a decent stat line. Stan Vilkstrom, Siggy Meppelink, amazing. Kleberson, Williams, Jenkins, Settin, Newman, Kirk, Silva, Benali, Al-Kaibari, Dos Santos, Sorrentino, Onguzo, Kenyon. So that's, what was his name again? The lad that used to play for Tottenham. I've completely forgot his name. But that's probably his region. Ross, Valdez, Simoni, Amoroso, Ribeiro, Liberato, Murillo, Degani, Sami Dadza, Neugebauer, Sands, Lombardi, Leguen, Silva, Gomez, Matthews, Morales, Sidima, Schroeder, Calabrese, Turner, Duarte, Ottacilio, amazing, what a name. Xander Christensen, Little, Senol, Gallego, Locke. Victor Wanyama is the player that I was thinking of. Harrow, Hernandez, Luna, Barrera, Wright, Simon, Luxembourg. Huh. Moser, Ronald, Silva, Baumgartner, Stewart, Baba Niotis, and Tege's there playing for Middlesbrough. I think his potential's slightly gone up. Good for him. Cornejo. There might be a decision made on Lopez to go out on loan if we get a good loan offer out for him. There might be a way back for Tege to play a season for us. Cornejo, maybe loan him in from Middlesbrough if they're willing. Kardec, Duarte, D'Angelo, Gutierrez, Lites, Silva, Yanez, Valenzuela, Radu, Yildiz, Shetin, Nazir, Perez, Fenu, Anderson, Blancard, Hammond, Max Willems, playing for Finn Harps, 80 potential, Jacobs, Dogoa Paya, wow, banger, Marquez, Mancia, Esposito, Cabrera, Guzman, Cortez, Cordoba, Branco, Pinto, Illich, Mendez, Andrade, Vergara, Miranda, Albanos, Alves, page 10, last page. Sandoval, Alvarez, Cornelis, we've got Luis Davis, Aguero, Tortorella, the Finnish player, Kinnunen, Navarrete, O'Brien, Peters, Vera, Kuhlman, Joshua Kuhlman, Juric. Let's have a drink. I have been doing this for nearly an hour. Holloway, Walker, Moore, Andreas and Dennis, Clark, Kovar, Dolce, Giannulopoulos, Devos, Strobel, Horton, Hassan, Chichinya, Simic, Pinto, Casco, Collins, Ojeda, Christie, Lugesmon, Flores, Hernandez, Al Shamrani, High Potential, Horn, Romano, Theo Taylor, Ortiz, De Vries, Akpan, Helio, Wagner, Santos, Correa, Kramer, and Ponce. Surely we end up on Ponce. Nice one, guys. So yeah, there's the top 10 pages of regens in the safe. 500 names in total there. So if you see anything interesting, I guess get it down in the comment section. You know what, as well, I will upload the save onto the video that you're watching. So down in the description box, you get a link to probably like Dropbox or wherever I can't even remember where I put my files on the internet. Oh, maybe just Google Drive. They're small enough for me to put in the Google Drive. But you'll get like a link to it. You can download it. You can stick it into your own FIFA and play it, which, I mean, go right ahead if you want. But most importantly, you can log into FIFA Tracker. You can upload the save into FIFA Tracker. You can see what's going on. So you can go beyond 10, so 11, 12, even down to the last page, which is probably 69 here. So if you just see anyone interesting whatsoever, you can play along and help me out, I guess. If you want to do that. And if you do find a banger that I have not mentioned yet, then I will give you a little shout out on the next episode. Definitely. Or the episode where we go and sign this player up that you're recommending. Right then. I've been speaking for far too much. No, I'm done. I'm tired. It's Boxing Day. I just want to chill. Alright. See you later, guys.